Ta-da! She is done. I have finished this textile art piece, kind of a freeform textile art piece, because I didn't start with a plan. I just decided I wanted to do something with textures, and I picked up some of my favorite pieces and just kind of played around with them. She is about 8.5 inches square, and I believe this is what I'm going to do for mounting. This is just some tea or coffee dyed sheeting. And so I am going to probably just stitch in the four corners to just protect the back, and all the knots and stuff so it doesn't get caught on something. And then there'll be some kind of a hanger here where there'll be a string, kind of lightweight, because this is kind of a light and airy feel to it. And the reason I'm going to do something simple like that as far as a backing is I learned from Cas Holmes, who is just an amazing artist, that she likes to mount her things in such a way that they can be removed. So that way I could decide, if this hasn't sold and gone to a new home, maybe I want to take it off and I want to put it, with, maybe I want to do 3 more squares like this and I would have a quad set. Maybe I want to stitch it onto something else. Maybe the person that buys it wants to put it on a journal cover. Maybe they want to add it to a quilt. So by leaving the mounting in a way that protects the piece and yet allows the new owner to do whatever they want with it, or me if it stays with me, it gives a lot more options. And options are always a neat idea with art. So this started, like I said, with no plan. I just grabbed some of my favorite textures and threads and just kind of wanted to play. And in my live stream, we played around with some bits of lace. We did play around with some buttons, but they never quite felt like the right thing for me. They just didn't. I pulled out a lot of different ones. I pulled out some different beads. I pulled out some little bits of driftwood, but I kind of felt this piece was just going to be nice and simple. And I just am really happy with the way it all came together. At the very last minute, I decided to add some of my jute, where I take a big ball like this and I cut a piece and I pull it all apart. And then I took the needle punch and punched it in. And so the cheesecloth is still down there. You don't see as much, but it adds some texture to it. And I don't know, I'm just really happy. I added some sparkly glass beads here. Kind of looks like bubbles or sea glass. There are some other beads around. And this is just filled with bullion knots, French knots, colonial knots. I think that's all I did in the way of knotting. So this is Seabright, and I will bring you down so you can have a close-up. So this gives you a little bit better idea of the knotted area. And it would have been really easy to keep going and keep adding things, so I had to tell myself to stop. That's always a hard thing. It's like, well, stop, because there's all these other projects that are waiting to be done. Love doing the feather stitch, and I'm just really pleased with the addition of this jute. It just definitely gave the movement that I wanted on this. So there you go. Let me know down in the comments what you think about the way I'm going to mount it, what you think about the piece, and if you would like to see me do some more of this type of work. I mean, I'm not going to stop, but I will try to remember to turn the camera on so you can see. I'm thinking what I will do next is maybe start a series where I'm actually picking the fabrics and the threads and just starting from the very beginning and walk through the process of what I do. We'll see if I can make that happen. Thank you so much for watching. Go make your art your way, just because it makes you happy. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye for now.